Okie dokie. For some reason, I had it in my head that there was going to be a presentation when the jam actually started. But I guess not. Apparently it's going to happen at 9 o'clock. Rather than earlier. Well, 9 o'clock my time. So, in 3 hours, there will be an announcement of... Or, there will be... something. For this. Kind of odd that this does not have the actual, like... Did this get updated? I thought the Discord mentioned that it was going to get updated. Oh, PST, not EST. Ah, that's why I was getting confused. Despite the fact that this says submissions open, meaning this started already. Yeah, I was gonna say, this is 6 p.m. EST. But this kickoff stream is not until PST. Something seems a little something seems a little off there. Okay, see, and then this didn't get updated though, because this seems to say the jam's optional theme this year is upgrades. But if I go look at the Discord, it said the jam theme was space, right? Reminder for those that missed it, but the optional theme is space. Well, that's confusing. But the schedule got updated. Can I look at the previous jam and get a sense of if it is upgrades as the theme? Also, do I actually want to do this jam? I'm set up to do it. I could also do like Godot or something too. That was an idea as well, was to possibly think about a different thing. Yeah, but this says 6 p.m. PST is the game jam officially starts. But the itch.io page has already kicked off. Seems like this should have been updated a bit more before going live. The sequel to the Vtuber Tiny Jam. So now it is this one. So this was the original. Does this mention a theme? And does this mention... Yeah, okay. The year's optional theme is upgrades. So the website did not get updated with the correct theme. Because this says it's still upgrades. Oh, they only had 30 people on the Vtuber Tiny Jam? Because this one I think is already sitting at, yeah, nearly 200. That's an upgrade. Dang, dude. I don't even remember how I found this. Oh, I could do hashtag VTuber Tiny Jam too, when I actually make something. If I make something. I did open Unity out of habit, but Unity is taking so long to load. So now, let's also open Godot. Or Godot. Excuse me, didn't I already download it and open it? I could have sworn I have Godot. Oh, I can't hit search, can I? Because then it's going to take 6 years. I don't know why I settled on 6 years exactly. That's the thing. Yeah, Godot. Version 4.3 stable mono Win64. So where you at? Godot. Stable mono Win64. Aha, okay. The mono or the Win? I guess we do this. It also has a console one. That's a lot of things. Yeah, okay, I got a few different versions of Godot here. Or maybe not a few different versions, but I have a few things I could click on. And I'm like, I don't know which one I should be clicking on. Well, this looks like it's opening. So, create new project. Vtuber. Tiny Jam. And then when I come up with an actual name for the game, I will forget what. Yeah, using get's fine. I can play get good and learn how to use get good. Godot appears to be opening faster. Let's see, I need to also open. I also want to open. It's not Trello. What's the mood board thing? What's idea board? I don't recall what the software is. Well, there's Godot to try doing Godot. Milanote. There we go. That's the thing that I used. Or Miro. Was it Milanote or Miro? Ruh-roh. They're close enough that I don't remember which one I used. I just made some emotes. And now here I am. Giving an excuse to use the cough emote. Ruh-roh. I drank some soda wrong. Should I be drinking soda as well? No. But my back was killing me, so. Why do you want access to my contacts? Oh, I guess it makes sense if this is supposed to be some kind of board that you're sharing with other people. Hey, there's down to jam. Okay. So give me a mind map? Or brain writing? Or I guess brain writing? I just need a blank board. Give me a blank board and then I can dump whatever nonsense I want. Oh. Well, then give me Untitled. From December 2024. Oh, but I like that. Not that I need to keep that. Well, give me Brainstorming from December 6th, 2024. Oh. But I also... Well, that's kind of fun to look back at my past thinkings. And then also down to jam. Oh, bugger off. Miro. I can't make another one? Okay, what did it say if I tried to do another one? Hello, Unity. Wow, you took a while. Oh, I have to upgrade. What does upgrade mean? That means pay for it with a certain amount of money. Yeah, no, I think I'm good. I can't even see how much money it is. If I have to ask, I can't afford. Never did watch that show. Oh, there we go. $8 or $16. Nope, I'm not gonna use this beyond these small scenarios here. Google. Sure. No, I don't need updates on Milanote. I'm not gonna look at this after the fact anyway. Freelancer solo creative. Or wait, go back. I guess the other one. I think there was one at the bottom that was actually better. Yes, I make the games. I could just do this in flippin' Notepad. This is gonna be silly. Okay, let's give your new board a name. Space. I'm gonna go to the one place that hasn't been corrupted by capitalism. Space! Okay. Okay. Game design mood board. That's a top... Oh, for somebody who's doing game design stuff. Yes, okay. Viking. The title is Space, clearly. Use the template. Don't keep the example content. At all. I'm not doing Viking stuff. Okay. I lied. Maybe not a mood board. This is why you don't drink soda when you stream. Here I am. This is why you don't drink soda. That's really what it is. And I don't drink soda all that much, but occasionally I want a sweet treat, like when it's the weekend. And I just bought some pineapple stuff, so I'm like, I want to see how this pineapple soda works, especially if I mix it in with a mixed drink. Which I didn't do for this jam here. That seems a bit ballsy. Well, that's even not a actual mixed drink either. Doesn't actually have any alcohol in it. Oh, hey, I could update my stream tags. Instead of down to jam. Into Vtuber Tiny. If that even exists. Vtuber Tiny? Jam? Oh, hey, look at that. VTuber Tiny Jam 2025. Might be a bit long for a tag, but that's okay. It's very accurate. So I don't really need the mood. What I need is a note. Okay, can I zoom you? There we go. Oh, still not a lot. Okay, all y'all can go away. Just bugger off with all y'all. I can just pull them in from the sideboard there. Okay. Do I do another one that says space? Nah, I guess this is fine for space. Okay, so the idea that I had so far was... let's see, infinite... ARPG. Which will be in... And I was trying to look through my Google Drive to see if I had written down the idea that I was thinking of. Because I had some ideas for making kind of a infinite progression. We'll throw that on the end there, too. Infinite progression action RPG. And then... the second idea for space was... Swords and Soldiers... on a round world, which that one is not as yeah, this is I think a bit too big for this kind of thing, so this is kind of a secondary one that's not let's see, you could do it to do what do I do it to do? No, that's tasking. What I really want is just like a ranking. I just kind of want to rank the ideas in terms of how much I want to do them for this project. There's a table. But then it's like I could have just done this in Excel anyway. I could just do some numbers down the side. Is there not actually a... This looks like a Kanban board. This is a Kanban board, okay. Oh, or I just slot these in there. Aha. Okay, so this is ranking. I'm actually liking Milanote a lot. Okay, and then I had a third idea. So space is like clearing out a crowd. And the idea is making space. So that's the third idea. Okay, and then I also want to do one for like oh, that's cool. Can I default to the column? I think that might be more useful to me. Well, okay, I don't know. Yeah, it's because I want to group these. So okay, definitions for space. So let me go grab an actual definition for space. Space, gotta go to space. Space. Space.com. SpaceX. Okay. Space. Definition. Define it for me. Okay, there's a lot. A lot of definitions in here. Neat. Okay. Oh, I can just kind of copy paste it in there without even having to select the thing? Well, I guess this can go away. Well, I'm liking Milanote a lot. These, I guess, work. Those seem like they're renting buildings. It's not really. I could do like some kind of rhythm game where you use the spacebar or something too. Because that's the other column that I want to do is kind of unmade genres. Let's go do a new genre instead of getting good at anything. Oh, this is like a musical space? Okay. So, let's see. Video game genres? And then will I actually stay up late enough to watch the talk? I think I might. It'll be getting pretty close to 9 o'clock by the time I go to bed, so I might just stay up and now if I do a whole list like this, what happens? It puts it all into one. Okay. And then just toggle subsection and stuff. Okay, that's no, get rid of them. No. There we go. Get more space. Yeah, okay, this is gonna be just enough that you like it, and then start paying a subscription. It's like, I don't know, I'd rather just pay a little bit for another board rather than pay for a subscription. Okay, let's finish these space definitions first. Oh yeah, dimensions of height, depth, and width. Yeah, so doing a higher dimensional space too is also an idea. I don't know what I would do for like a higher dimensional space though. I know 4D Toys just got put on the Meta Quest, I think it was. I don't think I have 4D Toys. Plus I haven't plugged in my VR headset. I got it to make games. I made a couple of games and then said, no, I think I'm good. Like, I never even played Beat Saber. It's like, I really should at least try something like Beat Saber, but I don't know. I've been finding it easier to get motion sick, so the idea of throwing on a VR headset does not sound appealing to me. At this time. Okay, is this super necessary? No, but it's really not going to take me that long to slap all these different things in here and scooch them around. Well, and that's the nice thing about streaming too, is I can solicit opinions of of the 3 ideas so far, between an infinite ARPG space game, a side-scrolling RTS, or a Muso game. That's really okay. So this is. Can I do like a second? There we go, something like that. Okay. So side-scrolling RTS or a Muso game. It's something like that, right? Yeah, no, that's accurate. Does this also have space out? Because that's also a definition if it didn't have that. It's still about the same number of clicks. Man, it's been weird that my lower back, just sitting in a chair and stuff, has been killing me. But then I go for a walk where I'm miserable for most of the walk, and then get to the end of the walk and I'm like, no, I think that did loosen up my back enough that I'm not like in pain again. Yeah, it does feel nice to use the standing desk. Man, I'm not sure what to do about it. Like, I know exercise would help, and I'm thinking of getting rid of the walk around the block and actually just switch it out with a run and get some exercise that way. As much as I want just a chill time after work, I just don't have the time. If I want to get exercise in, I gotta switch something out, and it's gonna be walking. Okay, so that was space definitions, and then list of video game genres. This doesn't even mention like roguelike and stuff. Yeah, okay, and I could do all of these. Have I made a platformer? Yes, I made a 3D platformer, but I've made a platformer with the help of a Brainoid. Well, and I know I've done that. Like, do I have anything in my itch.io though? I know I've done some. I actually don't think I have a basic platformer in my stuff that I've made. There it is. There's a platformer. That's a shooter platformer. So I have one at least. It feels like such a foundational game genre. I was surprised I really only have the one. Okay, shooter games, I have plenty of first-person shooters. Don't really have a shooter or a hero shooter or a light gun game. Yeah, and a shmup. I have not done a shmup, and that's the tempting one. At least for a week-long jam, it's like I'm not going to attempt a hero shooter. And I think a light gun shooter kind of requires a light gun. So a shoot 'em up is a genre I have not done. Yeah, so that's the other constraint, is a genre that I'm also interested in making. So a shoot 'em up, a fighting game. I mean, kinda, like, technically, I made a fighting game with only one player. So, kinda. And I guess this is a fighting game as well. So that's kinda covered. A beat-em-up game, yes. A stealth game, yes. It's not the greatest stealth game, but it's a stealth game. Survival game. I started on a prototype. I guess technically I haven't really done a survival game because it's not, like, finished enough for me to actually, like, release anywhere either. So, could do a survival game that's less interesting to me. That wasn't the whole album, was it? That was the whole album. Oh, okay. I don't even recall this one. Okay. A rhythm game. I have most certainly not done a rhythm game. Now, have I played rhythm games? I have played Rhythm Heaven. Yeah, there was stuff on the DS. I've played a lot of little genres and crazy things on the DS. DS was like peak gaming, I think. Battle Royale. I have done a Battle Royale. It's a horror Battle Royale, and it's not playable really. But it's at least released. I attempted a Battle Royale. And so that covers survival horror too, because it was a horror Battle Royale. I haven't done a Metroidvania. That would be a bit much for a week-long jam, though. But I have not done a Metroidvania. And in terms of genres that I know, that I've played, and that I know I like, and stuff, that is possible. We're just gonna lump it under adventure. Have I made an adventure game? Yeah, kinda. I would vaguely consider this an adventure game here. You just run around and talk to people. So I would say yeah on that. Puzzle games, yes, I've made a puzzle. I have not made a Breakout clone. I've not made a Logic. No, I have made a Breakout clone game. It's not, there's no way to access it because the laptop that I had it on got... It's the weird thing, is I'm like, I don't know how these games... I have these 3 games that survived, but I have a couple games that I made that did not survive. Like, somehow I have a couple... Like, my very first game I ever did somehow survived when I lost my laptop. But I made a Breakout clone using monkeys in cages. Then when you rescue, like, you break open the cage and then the monkey falls down and you have to catch the monkey too. So I do have a Breakout clone. It's just not, it doesn't exist anywhere that I can prove. I guess technically I could throw Breakout clone in there too, but... It's a Logic game. Okay, as in programming, physics, puzzle platformer. Yeah. Because I do have Block Dude 3D. That is... I mean, yeah, it's kind of... Puzzle kind of... encompasses a lot there. Trial and error exploration. What do you mean by that exactly? These include Myst, Limbo, The Dig, Monument Valley, and escape room games such as The Room. It's kind of escape room games, okay. So have I made an escape room game? No? Well, this is kind of escaping a room, but that's more immersive sim than anything. Yeah, some of that's arcade shooter, some of that's... Do I want to consider that I've done some kind of escape room game? Or some kind of logic puzzle thing? Hidden object game, I did make a hidden object game, but again, I don't know if it's... No, that one I don't even have on itch.io. I just have that Where's Waldo that I made that I never actually did. I never finished. I just posted some Where's Waldos on social media and then... I guess, yeah, there's a hide and seek that's also a hidden object game, essentially. Reveal the picture. A tile matching game. Actually, yeah, no. I would consider Gnomes and Gardens a tile matching game. Like you're matching the adjacent tiles. A traditional puzzle game. Such as Solitaire Mahjong. Seems a little vague, but sure. So, role-playing game. So, action RPG I have not made. And I would be interested in making an action RPG. That's also kind of why I threw it on there. Is that going to be a lot for a week? Yeah. Is it going to be possible? I like to think so. I made an immersive sim in 2 weeks. I might be able to make an action RPG in a week. Okay, I haven't made a CRPG. I haven't made an MMORPG. I have made a roguelike. Yeah, CRPGs I don't know and would also be like absolutely massive. That seems like a kind of unduo. That seems like a bit much for a... Yeah, this is a list that I feel like I should save off somewhere. That's not just on this here too. Okay, so I've made a roguelike. I made a tactical RPG. Which to me I would say is like a... No, I've made stuff that is grid-based, but not an actual... Well, again, that's in the pile of stuff that didn't make it to a new computer. Because I did do a sort of... Maybe not Worms-esque, but I did a side-scrolling turn-based thing in Game Maker when I did these old projects. But that's also one that doesn't actually exist. Yeah, SteamWorld, that's what it was. It was kind of like a SteamWorld thing without any physics. Or, because I think SteamWorld has bullet physics. Which probably is like character physics and stuff. Is it SteamWorld Heist? SteamWorld Dig? SteamWorld Build? They have very much expanded on that genre. Is it all the same developer still? No. Oh, this is a developer that was building off of other games. Because I was like, that's Islanders New Shores being a different game that's not Islanders. Just like SteamWorld. So it's probably SteamWorld Heist. Is the first one. It's only $1.50 as of right now. Do I have SteamWorld Heist? Like, I mean, if it's only $1.50, well, hell. I do have SteamWorld Heist already. And SteamWorld Dig. Apparently they had them cheap at one point. But I did do something very vaguely SteamWorld Heist-esque. And I did like that game in UFO 50. Okay, you got like longer albums. it'd be nice if you had some longer albums, so I don't have to keep clicking on this, but that's okay. I can keep clicking on this. Okay. But I've attempted a tactical RPG a couple times. I still have that one like Paper Mario-esque game that I attempted as well. It doesn't have JRPG? It's got CRPG, but it doesn't have JRPG? Huh. Does it not have sandbox open world games? Immersive sim doesn't even show up on here? Life sim, construction management sim. Nah. No immersive sims. No JRPGs and no immersive sims. Interesting. Okay, but so if they don't have immersive sim on here, then I'll consider that the sandbox RPG, basically. Nah, it's not a one-to-one, but close enough. Okay, first-person party-based RPG. Yeah, like a blobber, I guess. I've never done like a, Does this also have like word games and stuff too? Monster Tamer. They have Monster Tamer as a whole thing, apparently? Okay. That's, again, a bit much for a week. I don't want to make a whole bunch of monsters, but... you could make a bunch of different colored slimes. That's pretty easy. I have that as a very quick project that I started and didn't get anywhere with. Oh, this doesn't have Colony Sim either, does it? Because it's construction and management and life sim and vehicle sim. Okay, the game where I'm flying planes around, I would consider that a vehicle sim. And then I do have the Snowman Factory. I would consider that some kind of life sim, maybe? Or construction and management. We'll say that's kind of covered. I've got enough things there. Okay, 4X I know I don't have because I'm not familiar with the genre. I was like, oh yeah, Civ 7 came out, and then looked at the reviews, and it was like, okay, apparently maybe don't touch this one. I guess I'll just go back to one of the other ones. Artillery game? Have I done like a artillery game? Also, that seems kind of crazy to me that that's on here, because I'm like, I don't know of that many games that are artillery games, but I could come up with a few different immersive sims. So I think that's kind of just a little BS. It just seems a little odd that artillery got on here, but immersive sim did not. But is there anything that's kind of artillery game? Not really. So I guess I could put that on there. I don't. If immersive sim's not on there, I'm not gonna put artillery game. That seems like a little BS. I have one game that I called an auto battler, but it was much more of a card strategy game, so I will throw auto battler on here. Okay, MOBA. I haven't made a MOBA. I think that would be a bit much for a week, but I haven't made one. Mostly because I haven't made anything multiplayer. Yeah, something like Altercation, where I was trying to do a battle game that was multiplayer. Is like you could kind of call it a MOBA. RTS. I know I wanted to do Assaults and Soldiers, and they... Yeah, no, the Snowman Factory is a colony sim. That's not an RTS. So... That's a nah for me, bruh. Oh, real-time strategy versus real-time tactics. So no, I haven't done either. We'll just throw the one on there, though. I don't want to put both. Wow, that seems like a kind of crazy amount of time between the whatchamacallit, the notification that an ad is happening, and then the ad actually happening. Yeah, okay, we'll just do real time. I don't know. No, I have done a tower defense. It wasn't good. It's at the bottom of the barrel here, but but I have in fact attempted a tower defense. Where is it? It should be at the bottom. It's not not a small project. It's a game jam. Excuse me, what? So somebody shoot that guy? Huh? What the heck? Where's my game at? I mean, I played. That was a game. That's a GMTK jam game. Somebody shoot that guy. Are you not on the collection? Add to a collection. No, you're not a large project. You're a game jam. Oh, it's already in the game jam collection. 24 items. I didn't see it though, so it was there. But it was supposed to be at the bottom here. Well, you say it's here, but I don't see it. Is there too many things in the game jams? Because I did add last year's jams. This is telling me that there's too many things in here. That I need to, like, separate them out into different jams, I guess. Wow, okay. You can only have, like, 20-something items in a collection, I guess? Huh. Well, okay, this was a useful thing to do anyway. Okay, I have done tower defense. I have done turn-based strategy, even if that one's not fully available. I have done turn-based tactics. I don't know exactly what the difference would be there, but that's okay. And a grand strategy war game? How is that different from like a 4X? I don't entirely know. Okay, racing. I actually do like racing games. I made a racing game. I know we started on a racing game at one point. And this isn't even all my games. I have to remember some of them. But no, I don't think I've done a racing game. That's actually kind of not a bad idea. 'Cause it's not too hard to do, right? Yeah, okay, I need to save this list somewhere after this. Sports game. Don't believe I've done any kind of sports game. And this doesn't really say platforms or anything either. Competitive. And then sports-based fighting. MMO was kind of an MMORPG. I've done board and card games. Oh, this is a pet racing sim. This is a pet sim, parental sim. Okay. A casino game. I've made blackjack. Again, not accessible anywhere. I've made a CCG, kind of. A digital therapeutic game. No. I've started on a gacha game before. So we'll do the ones that I've started too. I've done a horror game, I've done an idle game. I've done a party game. I've done a social deduction game, kinda. I mean, that's maybe not deduction exactly, but that's a yeah, because I've not done a photography game. Oh, I did actually. As a kid, I did a photography game. Where it was really literally just like it was a light gun game in style, but instead of actually shooting bullets, you were just taking pictures. So I guess technically I have attempted a photography game, so I might get rid of that one then. So I'm kind of putting the stuff that I've attempted and never actually released in there as well. Haven't done a social deduction game, haven't done a trivia game, but I don't have any interest in that kind of... Well, okay, a social deduction game maybe. I've played like Secret Hitler and stuff, and that's kind of fun. I never did play Among Us. I think there was a push on the friend group just the once to like, hey, maybe we try Among Us. And then it didn't happen. Okay, and I have not done a typing game. So that's still a good chunk of genres that I have not covered. Okay, and that's why shoot 'em up is the one that I was thinking the most here. Oh, so this is another question on here. Can I do a column in a column? No! Really? That's a bummer. No, you can't do like a file folder system? Boo. Okay, can I change the color? And then does that change the color of like all of them? No. So then... Oh, I get... No, these are just ideas. These aren't even the... Oh, so then this would be the infinite ARPG. Can I add a number on top of this? For like its ranking? No, not really. Okay, so infinite progression ARPG. So that gives me, I would want to combine shoot 'em up with action RPG. And then would also be the physical space beyond Earth's atmosphere. Wow, it's a quiet day today. It was a quiet day at work too. There's a few people that left early, a few people that didn't show up. The like weekend that turned into, or the holiday that smashed a day in between it and the weekend really turned today. Like I was chatting with a coworker most of the day. Nobody was feeling it. But then this does not mention higher dimensional space. Yeah, okay, playing a game with friends, you're just listening mostly. I kind of figured. I figured when you're quiet, it's typically you're locked in and focused. I'm not doing anything super interesting here either. I'm just looking at my own games and saying, okay, I've made a lot of nonsense. Okay, that can go away. So this ranking really can go away. So I just need to do a column here. So for a side-scrolling RTS on planet, and then a Muso game. Okay, so that can go away. There. So this doesn't, yeah, this doesn't have anything about like clearing space, does it? A blank between printed or typed words. Yeah, okay, that's for a typing game. Those kind of go together well. The dimensions of height, depth, and width with which all things exist and move. So that's, yeah, okay, that's kind of the higher dimensional space kind of thing. Oh, okay, yeah, the near vacuum between stars and stuff. That's also space game stuff. Could maybe throw that position, distance. That also kind of goes in the Muso game, but okay. Well, this is making space. Maybe not crowd clearing, but this is making space. And I guess this is also not on the list of unmade genres. Does it also kind of... Okay, wait, we call it... what in the world did I just do? Can I undo? There we go. So making space, and then instead we put a thing here that says a Muso game. Which I think would be fun, but I think would also be harder to do in like a week. Okay, so yeah, okay, let's again color code these a bit and then definition. So oops, I did two different oranges. Orange. We'll do you as like a, maybe not red, we'll do a blue then. Do the opposite. I want to make it confusing, so let's do a color that is close. Okay, and then that's a genre. Let's see, so RTS. Yeah, I was gonna say should be here. So that's a genre. Could vaguely call it MOBA, could vaguely call it Auto Battler. Yeah, no, okay, it's separated. Okay, I'm gonna sit. It hasn't been a full hour, it's been almost an hour, right? 58 minutes, that's close enough. I'm feeling antsy. Ow, okay, I lied. Maybe that was not a good idea. I've been sitting too much and my back hurts. At least it doesn't hurt like it was. It was hurting when I was walking there. Yeah, thank you for the hydrate. That's also a good idea to go with this sit down and I probably should have stretched to stretch out my back a little bit. Wow, so this, I'm looking at like that Wikipedia thing. It's like, well, it doesn't have, like, I guess like Vampire Survivors would be like a subgenre kind of thing, but it doesn't have any daily games on there, like a Wordle and stuff. It doesn't have any. Shoot, I was just thinking of another genre. Okay, and then the other question is there anything in this like VTuber Tiny Jam that would tell me what a good idea is? Yeah, okay, this is just keep it small. Don't forget to keep it small. But I was just thinking, like, is there any... Oh, I guess it's another one. It's like desktop game, but I did that as well already. Oh, speaking of which, I could pull that up. If any other VTubers are looking at other VTubers who are doing VTuber Tiny Jam, then I could also have my other game thingamabob pulled up. I need time to update these other projects. I would love to kind of flesh them out a little bit. But we is jamming. At least for now. I have an idea that I've had for... It's like a very old idea that I was like, well, it kind of works for a space theming. So I figured, you know, maybe I could tackle it now that it's been forever. Down to jam, that's what it was. And then it was here, and then here. Yeah, because I even have a transparent camera that I didn't fully... that is implemented, and then I just didn't move over. I don't even know if people will like this thing. But it advertises myself in lieu of having a... Oh, yeah, no, that doesn't... I liked how it was set up. That's fine. They're probably going, like, right under me, aren't they? Yeah, they're just going right into my backside. Sure. I'll continually take ducks up the butt while I stream. It's probably just obnoxious. Probably does not add. Well, maybe we move it down just a little bit. Because then they'll be kind of in the margins. There we go. Not really on screen, but... Yeah, obnoxious is good. Yeah, I know. There's a good amount of streams and streamers that like to do the, like, let's cover the screen and nonsense. And I'm slowly understanding why. I think, because I'm like, oh, I could also put a series of little trailers up in the corner and stuff, too. So, I'm slowly getting to that point. There will slowly be more and more stuff on screen as time goes. Whether I want it to happen or not. Yeah, okay. It's just weird that itch.io has kicked off the jam already. Because it says 6 p.m. EST. But then this doesn't actually have the kickoff until 6 p.m. PST. But I go to bed at 9 o'clock, which is 6 p.m. PST. So I'm going to work on the game since itch.io says it's open. And this is a pretty chill jam anyway. So. Okay, after much work and consternation, after an hour of copy-pasted text, the answer is I probably just want to go with the game that I was thinking of anyway. But I like going through the full process just to make sure there's not a different idea that I might like a little better. Because I think the idea of doing a Muso game is also fun. In terms of, like, you're making space. You're clearing out some dudes to make space. But that's also, I think, a bit much for a week. But the idea that I want to do is an infinite game. So that's probably a bit much for a week as well. Yeah, here in RTS is also a bit much for a week. Okay, so are any of these genres, do they feel small enough to be done in a week? So maybe like a rhythm game, which I guess works with space. So maybe we do a column for rhythm game. So we throw a rhythm game, which should be orange. I know the text is already orange. And then there was a space in a set of music, right? Yeah, that sounds kind of vaguely like a musical thing. One of these was also music. There we go. 4 gaps between the 5 lines of each stave. I believe that's music related. Not entirely sure. Okay, and this... I think... I'm excited about that kind of idea. But I think in terms of feasibility, it's probably easier to do a rhythm game. But I don't know. I attempted to do Grand Theft Auto in 2 weeks. I attempted to make an entire immersive sim in 2 weeks, and I was vaguely successful, I think, on both counts. I know Brainoid loves to say that I didn't make a game with this one, which you have a goal that you can complete. There's a difference between fun game and game. I think both of these are in the category of game and not necessarily fun game, but I think part of this one was just let down by Absolutely ugly skybox color that I picked. I was trying to get more like a steampunk vibe, and I just got like a brown, sad vibe. Oh, and then did I not put the pictures on there? Eh. Okay. But was there any other? Yeah, because like CRPG, MMORPG, those just seem absolutely massive for a... I do like an auto battler. I don't know how I would mash that up with space as the theme necessarily, but I do like an auto battler. I would be absolutely terrible at a typing game, but I suppose that is pretty possible for a week. And I do like me word games, if not typing necessarily, because I do like me a Crypt Master. Crypt Master was fantastic, and I didn't even play it. I just watched somebody play it, and it was fantastic. Yeah, the neat thing about that one, though, is that I felt like I was playing that one, because I could just put so many guesses in the chat anyway. Yeah, there are a couple games that I'm like, I just watched, and yet I'm like, this is fantastic, and... I don't know, it's like maybe I should buy it, maybe I should play it, even though I've seen the whole thing. Okay, yeah, like a MOBA seems like too much for a week. Oh, racing. I think racing seems possible. Possibly a sports game. Yeah, social deduction I think would be multiplayer, and like online multiplayer I think is a... if I could pull it off, would not be a bad idea for like a VTuber jam, because I think VTubers would be a group of people to play a game. Oh, let's see. So the other things are... So maybe give me Steam, and give me some of their... I guess Plungeroo, just because Plungeroo is cool. Just because I like Plungeroo, but I meant Steam. Just, okay, here. Browse by genre. That's what this has for genre. Free to play is a genre? Early access is a genre? Those are just kind of... This should be more like a browse by filter. Just do filter, that's really all it is. It's not specifically something like genre. Just filter is what it should say. I guess give me adventure? I don't know. Where's the, I guess Stellar Blade's an adventure game. I know this has done, like, big numbers on Steam. I know there's, like, something Falling Feathers or something. Wu Chang Falling Feathers, apparently, is also absolutely popping off. Yeah, Ark is one of those games that I did not realize it's just sold absolutely insane. Is this... Okay, yeah, I was gonna say I'm not signed in, because I'm like, this is giving me the most lukewarm takes in terms of games. I don't know, do you like Elder Scrolls? Do you like Red Dead Redemption 2? Do you like Crosshair X? Huh? Yes, I don't know what the heck this is. All these... here, okay, this is what I get for saying, look at all these lukewarm games. And then it gives me Peak. Okay. Interesting. So even in a not logged in Steam account, they do have the occasional indie game. That's cool. As much as I think it sucks that Steam takes a full 30%, they actually try to use the money to improve Steam itself. Yeah, it's a monopoly, but they actually do work to, they're just a monopoly because they've got so much of a head start. They're competing by just having been around so much longer than everything else. I was on Steam because I wanted to look at how they were filtering genres and things to see if there was yeah, okay, like single, multiplayer, co-op. I still have not made a fully working online game. I am also tempted to do Godot as well. Probably a bit too much to try to attempt Godot and online multiplayer. And that's if I want to attempt like online multiplayer anyway. So this is really, what do I want to attempt? Do I want to attempt learning a new engine? Do I want to attempt online multiplayer? Do I want to attempt using a different language entirely? We'll stick with English. Do I want to download Linux and make a let's nah, we'll stick with Windows as well. Because now I'm like, online multiplayer is not a bad idea, but that's difficult for a week. That's the... Oh, hey, yeah, okay, there's Wu Chang Fallen Feathers, which is apparently doing very well for wish lists and stuff. But when you say, oh, it's Black Myth Wukong with a female protagonist and more Souls-like, I think. Yeah, it's heavier on the Souls-like and also female protagonist on the box art. I think is I think this game is going to do numbers if the gameplay is solid. Yeah, look at the skins there. Like, I'm interested in the game just based on that. Man, and then if I get a new computer that actually has an ability to run graphics of any kind, I could actually play some of these really fancy looking games. I still get kind of turned off by really fancy looking games though. I think that's why I gravitated to Borderlands in the first place, was because of the distinct art style that was not realistic. Build your perfect crosshair. That's hilarious that they're using that to sell it. I don't know, slap a meme on the middle of your screen. My cheeky frog as the... $4 million to just adjust your crosshair? That's crazy, bro. It's $10 to make a really fancy looking crosshair. It's $10 and it's made $4 million in estimated revenue. I feel like I've seen this before too. I feel like Steam has given me a... I don't know, look, it's your mouse. Could make a gnome crosshair. Yeah, very much could. Could position it just like the mouse too. And then just color that red. Make a little like a gnome face hanging out. Don't sell me on this. I don't need to spend $10 on a crosshair for... and then get really into Counter-Strike 2. Just get super salty. Just rage all the time. No, I just played Valorant and got scared when somebody's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" I'm like, that's where I thought the smoke should go. They can't see us now. We can't see anything. Maybe it was my mistake playing Smoker, but maybe it was my mistake playing Valorant to begin with. No, I think there's just a learning curve to any game, and a competitive multiplayer game does not give you the grace to learn. You just have to be perfect at all times. Or you get yelled at. Although I know that was the Nakey Jakey video recently that was talking about Counter-Strike. That they also said, hey, like, if you want to climb ranks, you have to actually be the one. You have to be the MVP that will bring the whole team up. You can't rely on your team to climb ranks. Which, for some reason, hadn't really thought about that, but... Yeah, Peak here definitely threw me off, because when I looked at the developer, I was like, oh, Landfall. It's like, no, that's Land Crab is the developer, but it's published by Landfall, just to trick you. So, yeah, it's like I usually play in a private party. Don't want to get yelled at. Yeah, that's what scared me off of a lot of multiplayer games anyway, is that, like, interacting with any kind of online rando has a chance of not going well. Even something like Hearthstone, where it's like, yeah, this seems, I would say, pretty chill. I was just, I was playing the game on my phone and playing it kind of slow and distracted like. Then the person friended me after the fact, and I was like, oh yeah, sure, I'll friend some more people on Hearthstone, that's fine. And they're like, go into the kitchen, grab a knife, and I was like, holy heck, this is just a kid's game. Goodness me. And that's why I get scared of online games. And I'm not even the kind of person that would be the target of harassment either. I'm like, I at least sound like a basic white guy. If I ever actually say anything. Although I guess I've let my bad gameplay speak for itself. And that's probably more intolerable than anything else. Oh, Peak. Did I have Peak on my wish list? Now I'm just in full-on yap mode. Okay, so... Now, what doing would do. That's probably why I was in full-on yap mode. So, this is the... Well, okay, maybe I go trolling through my docs to see if I can find the one that I wrote out for trying to figure out how to do infinite progression in an action RPG. Would that actually be interesting to anybody? I see, it's the design space there that interests me. Not necessarily, like... I guess it's, can you make that kind of thing fun? Because Cube World tried it and did not succeed in the way that they tried it. But I think it's because they made it so harsh as the cutoff between regions just immediately reset everything. When I think if you just did a gradual transition from region to region, then it wouldn't have been nearly as controversial. Okay, so I want to look at infinite action or infinite RPGs. Yeah, well, we're gonna stick with that idea for now. If there's, yeah, because if I do like a Muso, because I'm like, if I wanted to keep it simple for a week-long project to do some kind of Muso game, it would be, let's make little board game characters that just kind of wobble back and forth like I've done with every other thing, to then have like a... I still think it would be a lot to do some kind of animation for like blowing away crowds of enemies and stuff. I think doing a basic like... Okay, so let's gather up some inspiration here. And I could throw it on the mood board too, because I can throw, yeah, links. Yeah, let's do that too. So all y'all can go over here. I don't think there's any other kind of genre I would want to tackle for the idea of space. Auto battler definitely tempting, but that still also feels like a lot for a week. Oh, yeah, it was ads. I didn't hardly catch the ad because the time between the ad and when it actually, the time between the notification and then when the ad actually runs is long enough that it throws me off. Okay, so Cube World. Well, okay, I do want to actually look at it right now. Let's see, Cube World. Wow, I was just trying to blink there. Then it did like major frog eyes. I mean, it's probably the glasses there too, but malevolence, right? Yeah. Sword of Akronach, right? Yeah, there. Akronox, okay. Uh-oh. If it's a Steam community, does that mean it doesn't exist anymore, or does it still exist? Oh, it's available in early access. It's sitting at mixed. It's no longer available on the Steam store. Okay. Yeah, that's what it was. The first ever genuinely infinite first-person roguelike. Yeah, I played a little bit of an early access version of this. Thought it was kind of neat. And was also very curious about how it was going to do the infinite RPG thing. And then forgot about its existence entirely. And now it doesn't exist anymore. That's kind of sad. Well, then, we're still going to put this down as a touch point simply because it says the first infinite RPG. Yeah, because I think they were going for like the full old school RPG with quests and stuff too, which I think is crazy. Yeah, that's why I say infinite progression would be the goal. And then I think it works well with the space and the shoot 'em up thing, because there's also the MMO with the small little pixels, Realm of the Mad God. Yeah, that would also be a touch point. I guess this one doesn't have pixels or voxels. I am thinking voxels. I could try to go do stuff in Blender, but I think voxels is just easier for me. Could I do pixels? I could also do pixels, but I think voxels, at least if I'm trying to also incorporate the idea of higher dimensional space and stuff, I think making it 3D. Well, okay, doing voxels gives me more opportunity in the future to update the idea, while also really not being much harder than doing pixels. Well, these are all old. This is, not only did I come up with this idea like a long time ago, but yeah, okay, 2019. 2019. Wait, released on the 8th, last update on the 10th? They did one update on Steam and then didn't touch it? Okay, so at least on Steam it's dead. Is it dead overall? I would assume it's dead overall, too.
For eons, the sword...
Yes. That kind of thing just immediately makes me check out. Listen to the cool lore that I made for this world. It's about... yeah, here's the history of the entire world. 10 years ago. Wow, okay, so I forgot about this game in the exact same amount of time that it took for them to stop making it and updating it. Do they have any? Nope, it's just Facebook and stuff. Well, okay then. Yeah, okay, this had an update 4 months ago, but this also started in 2012. Okay, yeah, so the YouTube is dead. They didn't do any other projects either. Yeah, just another ambitious project that just disappeared. Kind of a bummer. It'd be kind of fun to be to do a like a YouTube series or something of be a necromancer reviving dead games. I'm gonna make Project 1v1. I'm gonna bring back Malevolence. The Sword of Acronox. Let's remake that On the Wall game. You're just like stuck on the side. I guess there's like the I guess there have been some like survival games that are like on a wall. Yeah, and I can't think of the name of the wall game right now either. Okay. Yeah, and this is the thing where I'm like, when I was looking for, because I would have assumed it would have been under not video ideas, game development, and then video games. It'd be under one of these somewhere, but I did not. Yeah, because this is an old enough idea that I might have written it out physically, but I also moved over that journal to a digital form so that I could mess with it. And I was thinking of doing like infinitum or like ad infinitum. Ad infinitum? I don't actually know how that'd be pronunciated. So if I look up like infinite... Oh, there, okay. Oh, Deathbots! Yeah, that was the one that I was doing as the kind of Steam World heist kind of game. I could have just muted the mic too. Whoops. I forgot that I did attempt like a... Thank you, thank you. Let's see, somewhere in this pile of nonsense. It's like probably very old. I attempted to do this idea as like just a first-person RPG where you just kill slimes in a like a repeated way. So I guess I could go find that project too. But I think that was kind of just like an evening and stuff. Boy, I've made a lot of nonsense, and boy, have I not finished any of it. Well, we'll say the excuse is that I need work to bugger off. But, I don't know, last time I made work bugger off, I was immediately hit with a kidney stone, so maybe I don't want to mess with the karma. Yeah, it's like the hide and seek thing I never finished either. Yeah, okay, the thing I'm thinking of was literally I made one post, and that was it. What is this? Is this just a clip? Yeah, okay, it's just a clip of something. This is why I like posting stuff, though, because then I can go back and look at all the nonsense that I've made over the years. Oh yeah, this is back when I actually made a post every day. And now I don't even post in like months. There's like month-long spans between these things. But I just drive so much for work, which is another reason work needs to bugger off. Oh, it's Minecraft. Oh, and then here's me made in Minecraft. Oh, I did find these. Because I was kind of thinking about using these clips for that presentation I already did. Okay, I highly doubt I'm going to find those little slimes. I did. I lied. Aha! Yeah, okay, this was my one attempt at this project a very long time ago. Yeah, Infinite Idol RPG. So I had attempted the Infinite RPG thing at one point. But in this case, I guess I'll bring it back as some kind of space shooter instead. I'm surprised I found it. We'll throw that in the links. Why not? I found it again. Another link I was not expecting to find. Okay, when was this? June 1st, 2021. Okay. So 4 years ago. A little over 4 years ago. And this isn't even when I actually wrote down the idea of doing like an infinite action RPG kind of thing. Okay, so do I need these links right now? Okay, I don't need all these links for malevolence. And then can I find... It's not really going to be super necessary to find the info. But I'm just kind of... It's not going to tell me. I might go grab that physical notebook and see if that actually has some ideas written in it or not. That's not going to tell me what date that I did that, though. Which is kind of a bummer, but I will be back in a second. Oh, I didn't need to kill the music. Okay. I don't even hardly need to do it as a break. I'm just going to run away and come back. Okie dokie. Man, the front cover of this thing is so sad because I used it as a mouse pad for so long. Okay, and I highly doubt I put anything in here, but just in case I did... Yeah, okay, because all of these are just a single line. I just wrote, like, here's the very basic idea, and then I left an entire page for me to fill out with more stuff, and then didn't actually fill it out with more stuff. I would assume it's picking up the paper. It is funny how just a couple of sentences, and I'm like, yeah, no, that brings me exactly back to the idea that I had. Probably not a thing I can totally rely on as I get older. We'll see if my, I hope my memory doesn't fade at 30, but probably good to be prepared for that to be a possibility. Yeah, I know my grandma struggled with dementia, but my grandpa seems to be doing okay, and he's 80-something. Actually, yeah, both of my grandmothers struggled with some kind of dementia. No, I think I did copy over a lot of the, even the ones that I did actually write a little more on, I think I did copy that stuff over. Man, here I am, like, doing a game jam instead of doing a project that I actually think does have possibilities, but nah, it's the... I'm making time for the thing that I think is more important, which is just being creative as opposed to, like, finishing things. Maybe those priorities are out of whack, I don't know. I guess it's like I don't know what would be more interesting for stream either. Is okay, that one I don't think I actually moved over the extra words that I wrote there, but okay, I think I did find a thing where I wrote a little more that I don't know that I actually did copy over. So this actually was a useful thing to do. Wild. But yeah, well, okay, no, that's what it was. It's because the possibility of doing a game jam will get me a slightly larger audience, and the thing I want to focus on is the stream and streaming over games and gaming. That's really what it is. The stream, I think, the stream is the most important thing to me, and doing a game jam has been the most reliable, best way to get new viewers. So that's really why I'm doing yet another game jam instead of continuing on a project that is in desperate need of work. This doesn't really help me. I think I have these ideas written down. I thought I had, like, when I came up with the idea of ad infinitum as the title too. So I kind of poked through these though, and there was not. I don't remember what this was at all. Oh. I do remember what that was. That was my... just because the one video that I have that's done well on YouTube was a Jackbox game, I figured doing another Jackbox style game probably not a bad idea. Yeah, okay, and then that one was supposed to be everybody makes a fake news story and then makes a ransom note using the fake news story. That's not it either. I don't... This is... I've revolved around ideas. Yeah, okay, where you create your champion to fight in an endless arena. That's going back to Altercation, which I also already have. And I attempted a couple times. Yeah, okay, so whatever idea I had for this is lost to the ether. So do I want to make an actual design doc for this? I kind of do want to do some planning as to like, okay, let's figure out exactly what I want to get done in the next week to, well, because it's slightly over a week, right? Yeah, 20th to the 29th. So I think it encompasses 2 weekends. Okay, so yeah, okay, that's that pocket slimes idea. Yeah, that's the idea. There is the. Okay, yeah, no, because that'll give me, if I do the full. Yeah, I put so much in these like game docs. It's like, oh, okay, here's all sorts of ideas for doing game development docs. But then there's really only like very specific ideas that I would want to write down anyway. I don't know. These are probably some good questions to answer though in terms of what makes the game fun and interesting. We'll do it anyway. Okay, and so add infinitum. Yeah. No. God balls. Again and again in the same way forever. If I look at this as like game, if I just throw game on the end, does somebody try to do this as a game? Oh, it's a 2023 game. It's a recent thing. Survival horror developed by Hecate. Never even heard of it. It certainly looks like a survival horror game of some kind. Kind of fairly fancy graphics survival horror of some kind. Well then, I guess if I just did infinitum game, it's probably just gonna come up with ad infinitum. Yeah, okay. Or it comes up with the back rooms. There's a few different backrooms related games now at this point. Man, this is just somebody made a good video and it spawned an entire thing. Yeah, I've been kind of interested in doing like one of those liminal horror kind of games. Which is interesting because I'm not typically a horror guy. But I think the idea of a space that is just looks like it's for like it looks like it would be made by humans but is entirely not like for humans, I think is like a parking garage. I think a parking garage is just a really cool space. Because it's very much not designed for people. Like, you just don't feel safe. You don't feel welcome at all. It's just cars sitting in parking lots. If you can even squeeze a car in there, and then there's just exposed pipes everywhere. And it's like an echo and stuff if there's nobody around. Which is a good chance that there will be nobody around. Okay, so we're not going to worry about a title. We're just going to copy this. Or do I want to put the plan on here? Not really. I mean, I could. I kind of want to put it on the drive so that I can mess with it like on my phone or something if I ever have an idea. So Let's do that then. Okay. I guess we'll do a copy of this. There's just so much nonsense in here, and this also doesn't have like a plan. So it's copy, paste. Okay, I guess I will just do that then. Oh, you can't copy folders. That's what it was. That's just silly, Google Drive. Get your stuff together. I don't want to copy over each and every one of these. Yeah, I've done it before. I could do it again, but okay, well then we're gonna just do a different one. So we're gonna just do a different folder. This is Vtuber, Tiny Jam, 2025. And then we're gonna do a doc for, yeah, I think I want to do a Google Sheets for planning out the, so this will be the dates, and this will be the features for planning everything out. But maybe I will also do a game design doc that'll also tell me. So maybe I will pull some stuff over. So you and you. The marketing and project plan. I'm not actually marketing this. This is not. Yeah, but 80% of marketing is just the genre that you pick. It's the game that you pick. So I guess I am marketing this. I'm not doing a social media push. That's really what that is. Because that's kind of what that says, is it's a plan for what you're going to put on social media. And the answer is I'm not putting anything anywhere. But that's also a lie. I wanted to actually, like, post updates on this. So I lied. Maybe I will go grab that. Gosh dang it. Here I am talking myself into. Okay, I'm not doing a full pitch deck. That's gonna be too much. Oh, I could. Okay, wait. I lied. So can I Control Z? And then can I go over here and paste it? So paste. Har har har. Yar har har. Okay, so now. Yeah, okay. Here I am thinking the mic was muted the whole time. No, I'm just not doing anything worthy of comment. That's really what it is. So, oh, I guess I could start a discussion. Maybe that'll get people out of the woodwork. Anybody have a favorite action RPG that they would like to discuss? Anybody have a favorite action RPG mechanic? Or I guess, is the idea of an infinite action RPG even a useful idea to try tackling? So, the Alliance series. Yeah, because I don't know if something like Path of Exile is kind of I feel like just because of how long Path of Exile has been around, that is sort of an infinite action RPG. And from my my friend's description of it is that they use seasons to determine. Okay, apparently. So let's just try Champions of Nora, I think you've heard of, or Marvel Ultimate. Or maybe Dark Alliance. I already have the word Alliance there. But my friend's description of Path of Exile was that they do seasons. So you reset every season and then try to get as much done in a season. Which I think is the kind of speedrunning of it all. But that's not necessarily, like, infinite. Oh, Dungeons and Dragons Dark Alliance. Yeah, I think my favorite action RPG is Grim Dawn. Wow, that's sitting at like a iffy. Yeah, I've never played like a. Well, I guess yeah, I haven't played like a Diablo or anything, but see, this looks old. Is this old? 2021. This looks older than 2021. So. Oh, this is like a reboot. Look at Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance. And Tales of Vesperia. Because that sounds like a RPG as opposed to an action RPG, but... Yeah, and I did have an idea of how to do like RPG elements in a like quick, fast way. I don't know if it would be super interesting, but it's not turn-based though. Well, but is it like action RPG? As in like, do you get a bunch of loot and stuff? Because I am looking specifically for the like loot kind of games, like a Path of Exile, like a, I guess like a Destiny and stuff too. But okay, and then Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance, and then ad says this is gonna go dark here, which maybe I'll go use the restroom or something while the ads are playing this time. Baldur's Gate. I just realized who's Baldur? Why is it their gate? I've heard of Baldur's Gate, just only now thought, oh, that's a name. Is that actually like, do they have some gate somewhere? Do you actually go find Baldur's Gate? Dark Alliance. Well, I guess games look older in 2021. Yeah, okay, this is more action RPG. Well, okay, let's see what Steam says. Does Steam say... Oh, it does say action RPG. But I am a little more... Yeah. I guess it's really games that focus on the loot over anything else. Because there's a lot of these that have loot. And I guess these are kind of action RPGs, and they are kind of focused on the loot. I don't know. The line is a little, I was kind of thinking of Diablo alikes. Yeah, like Deltarune, I would not consider... There needs to be another name for, like, a loot game. Like a looter and stuff. Because action RPG is not cutting it. Yeah, okay, and there's Path of Exile. And then I might as well use the restroom since everybody's staring at ads anyway. Or, well, I guess muting ads and then putting them in the corner somewhere. Not actually looking at them. I guess loot is maybe the word I wanted to look at. Shoot. What did I just listen to? What did I just close? Was it the Black Hand? Yeah, okay, that was the... That... Oh, I can close. Because this is on my stream music, right? Seeing how I listened to that discography almost fully through twice? Yes, okay, I did throw that on there. Okay. So then that can bugger off, and that can bugger off, and then this can bugger on. And this polite people one can... But yes, I would also say Borderlands as action RPG. Like a looter game, just in first person. And typing in the word loot kinda works. Because it does pop up with something like Destiny 2, but it doesn't pop up with like a Borderlands at the top. But it is kind of looking at games that have loot in the title. This was still sitting at... Was this... It's mostly positive. Because this idea seemed really neat to me. This kind of Tetris... like you can move around the parts of the world, a Tetris kind of thing. I do wonder how well that meshes with like an action RPG. Wow, an action RPG. Yeah, pretty game, cool idea. Seems like they didn't entirely pull it off. Yeah, I still have No Rest for the Wicked to try at some point too. I don't know if that one's... I think it's a little more Souls-like, but it still has some kind of loot component too. Loot improvement to be announced. Okay, there is a Borderlands 4. You gotta scroll down a bit. I'm getting more and more excited about that. I keep watching videos on Borderlands 4, and I'm like, this looks like... And then the fact that on Twitter, they put up some gameplay of, oh look, we added a mini-map because you guys asked for a mini-map. It's like, that's insane that you guys put that together that fast. So that makes me wonder how... If they kind of had that... If they were expecting some backlash to the Compass or not. Oh yeah, they did mention like the Fan Fest thing. Yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna fly across the country just for Fan Fest. Now, if they have some kind of launch day party, that might be pretty tempting. What is this Butterfinger Borderlands crossover? I know K6 was doing some... Like, here's some... Oh, apparently the official story trailer drops tomorrow. At 12:45 p.m. In what time zone? That's cool, though. I didn't realize that there was an official story trailer dropping tomorrow. But that doesn't answer my question of a combat radar, which is an optional feature in Borderlands 4. Okay, because it was Randy Pitchford. There we go. Why the, like, major hype for the combat radar? But it's just one of those weird things of, like, they went back in Borderlands 1 and added a minimap because people were not getting enough use, like, they weren't liking the compass. And then they decided, oh, let's go back to the compass for Borderlands 4. So I do wonder if they had some idea of a backlash, or if they did actually throw this minimap UI together real quick. Because I don't know how hard it would be to kind of slap it together. Because I'm assuming a lot of these icons are fairly reusable. But I know the mini map was the biggest piece of feedback that they were, at least from the web or from the videos I saw, the biggest piece of feedback was the mini map. So the fact that they are already tackling the mini map like that, so actively back, but it's 2 a.m. so not sure for how long. Feel free to go to bed. I'm mostly just yapping and spitballing ideas and stuff, which is probably more interesting rather than less interesting. I don't know. Oh, this is just a desktop loot thing. Why is this called loot improvement? This looks like a kind of sim game or something. It's a top-down roguelike in which you try to collect as much loot as possible. Use the upgrade system to improve your loot. Find the optimal paths to collect as much loot as possible. Why'd you make it look like a sim game, though? So it's kind of like more of a loot, like maze game. Okay, yeah, this is loot, not in the, like loot rarities and stuff, but... Wow, apparently they're ramping up the marketing on Borderlands 4. Like, I guess it's because I'm not on Twitter. Did they have Blue Sky? Was there a Blue Sky? Because then maybe I will actually see it. Well, I wonder what the number of users are between Blue Sky and Twitter now. Because I would have to assume that people are bleeding off of Twitter. Or X, the everything app formerly known as Twitter. Okay, so there is Borderlands, and I am following it. Okay, I guess I just haven't been on Blue Sky in a while. Oh, and they didn't put hardly anything on Blue Sky either. All this stuff they dropped on Twitter, they haven't dropped on the better platform. Yes, it doesn't have a little bird, but I like the blue color better, and... Two more things I want to get done. I feel like I have to at least push one of those things to tomorrow. I didn't expect my friends to stay up for this long. They usually have a better sleep schedule than me. Didn't even know they had a Blue Sky. Yeah, I was like, I thought I had followed it. And I was like, yeah, okay, I did. But so it's 1.9k followers. And that's 1.4 million followers. So that's like next to nothing. And that's 60 likes. And that's 600 likes. So it's still doing... Yeah, so it is 10 times as much to be posting on Twitter instead of Blue Sky, which makes me sad. I think Twitter sucks. More than it did. I thought Twitter was kind of dying there for a while, and I was hoping that it was getting closer to dead, but I guess not. I mean, I didn't get rid of my Twitter. I kept my Twitter, but I haven't used it because if I look at the messages, so much. Okay, I guess those are real messages. If I look at the notifications, there we go. It's just random bots and doodles and other nonsense. Okay. Don't need the nonsense. I'm trying to write down ideas about loot systems. That's what it is. Now, do I think an infinite progression loop on an action RPG is a good idea even? The answer is maybe. I don't know if that would work enough. I don't know if anybody would be interested in grinding loot or, you know, better and better loot literally infinitely. Well, I don't know, because something like Path of Exile does the seasons where you reset your progression grind. And that's vaguely what I wanted to do, is that it's a location-based grind. So, like, your gear has, like, bonuses based on... So, like, a la Cube World, where each region has its own progression loop. But I think that the problem with Cube World is that you get fully reset every time you go to a new region. And I think if you can get some kind of soft progression there. And I know how I want to tackle it too. Okay, let's start writing those ideas down instead of just saying them out loud. So... Yeah, I think everybody liked the Cube World Alpha more. That's why it's sitting at mixed. Because there was a lot of people that thought the original game was positive, and then when they actually released it, it got put into very negative. And then, just, they keep disappearing, too. They're like, oh, here's an update, and then disappear again, and then here's an update, and then disappear for a couple more years. Yeah, so they did post... Yeah, it's again, they post like a batch of videos a year ago and then like 2 years ago. So it's like they do the occasional update. Yeah, that's what it was. 5 years ago they did the release trailer and then came back with here's an update 2 years ago. And then here's an update a year ago and then disappear again. Yeah, if it was just the new game with the old progression system. And that's what I don't know if they are still working on it. It's really hard to tell just because of the very infrequent updates, but I had heard that's what they're trying to do is revert the changes back to the alpha version. So how did the alpha version work? Because, like, was it a traditional, like, you just gain skill points and use the skill points on a skill tree kind of thing? Or something? Because I can see that getting a little harder to do if you have an infinite world to explore. That looks like a gnome. This game does interest me, but it was never enough to actually, like, pick it up and play it. And now I know they have a Valoran that is kind of filling the space of Cube World. Yeah, I don't know if it's got the... Wow, 2022 and 2023 to go from 0.12 to 0.15. That if the numbers are right, that means this is going to take a long time for them to make that game. But I think this one's fully like open source and stuff. Is that the most recent videos? Yeah, again, I'm back into just full on yap mode, but that's okay. (13th of June 2025). You got any of them YouTubes? You have this. Yeah, so give me this one. Why is the old one it's higher ranking than the new one? And I'm not subscribed. It squeebs me. I do want to keep up with this project and also all of the games on all of the internet, please. Okay, very much leaning on that theme there. So now, actual gameplay and stuff? Wow, this is making it look really good, though. The old system was that everything scaled in strength, health, and stats the further away you got from the original spawn. Okay. But the loot was also scaled so the further and further you And you got stronger and stronger instead of getting slapped in the face and losing all this stuff, including your boat, while you ride through the ocean over the border. Yeah, see, I think that is crazy to me. The fact that you're like, I'm gonna just hang glide into the... Oop! You just fall out of the sky. Yeah. My idea was essentially to combine the two systems in that when you enter a region, it affects your gear, and the closer you get to the center of the region, and to whatever monster, boss, or something in the middle, is, that will determine how effective your gear is. And then not actually changing the way it behaves or anything, but literally just the damage number. So then you'll still be able, and then when you're away from one of those areas, so like everything would have kind of a base balance to it, and then it would just get a little modification as you get into one certain area. So let's see if I can write that out here. This has like a fill out all this stuff, and then I always want to just put notes. I'm like, I just want a section for notes. So maybe that's what I should, yeah, because it tends to be like I throw a bunch of the competitive analysis down there too. Okay, but the note being, yeah, because I remember writing this down somewhere where I talked about the effectiveness stat. It's just a single... Okay, so it's like the... yeah, because I also wanted to have it based on colors. So it's the color wheel, so it's like the closer the gear color is to the color of the region, the better it does. And then as you get closer to the center, you drop more and more gear that is closer to that color. So I guess more of an inversion of the, or something like that. It's still the same kind of thing. It's based on some central region affects the stats. Music. Did I finish that one or no? Doesn't really matter. Okay, so okay, so all okay, how do I want to write this? The effectiveness stat is the closer the gear is to the region color, the better, or the bigger the boost, rather. Okay, so the kind of core idea here, the core fantasy is, let's see, I guess exploring. Well, it's a power fantasy in a infinite world. Let's see, so for loot games, yeah, how would you measure the color distance in hue? Yeah, probably. Yeah, so like if I... And I was just kind of thinking colors simply because that gives you like a wheel of options and stuff. I mean, or at least it's an easier way to relate color-wise to say, okay, if my gear is blue and I'm in an orange area, those are, you know, opposed. So you're like your gear is gonna do very bad. Or I think it was also like the the enemies and stuff would be dropping gear that is close to the color of the region, so then it's the closer the color matches to that region, the better the boost. Okay, so if I just I need an object, I guess. Yeah, see, when you're like, it exploded. I'm like, all I did was open a project. Like, I think I might be getting done with Unity. I think I might be getting done with this computer. And I need a new one, because this is heckin' old. And then maybe Unity will run a little better. Who knows? Okay, so if I go to... Okay, maybe not... Okay. I just wanted to change a color on something. I guess give me a sprite then? Maybe that's a little easier. No. No sprites. I would have to add that too. Okay. It is also a little frustrating to me that I feel like I wrote this idea down somewhere too, and I didn't. I wasn't able to find it. Oh, but I guess to keep conversation going, if anybody has like the most impactful moment they ever had in a an action RPG, I would love to hear that too. I think like for me, like getting the yellow cake in Borderlands 3, and I'm like, oh hey, I was looking for this gun and then I got it, and then I was able to use it on my kind of explosive Amara build and had a blast. Maybe a system where you could use the other stuff on your stuff to essentially color mix and slowly approach the region's hue. Just a random idea to throw out there. Yeah, I think that might be a little much for like a week-long jam project. I think this probably is a little much for a week-long jam project in general, but yeah, because like I said, the current idea is that like you have the center point that has some kind of boss, and then the closer you get to that, the better the color matches. So that's kind of how your gear would feel better and better as you get closer to the center. But... And I was thinking I'd probably need some kind of loadout system too. Because I was thinking of keeping the rarity of like, okay, here's a common, uncommon, rare. But because it's also that color system, that means like you could still get a legendary that is not going to be as effective, and that a common would actually be better for a certain region, but you would want to keep you'd want to keep your pile of legendaries still, which would mean you'll want some kind of inventory and some kind of yeah, and I don't know how. Yeah, I think trying to figure out the way to make it interesting over like an infinite. Yeah, I think the power curve I wanted to have, which is what the regions were, was yeah, the jam is a little over a week. It's the 20th to the 29th. So I believe it's actually 2 weekends worth of... Oh, I'm like all ready to go to bed. I'm like, oh yeah. But if I wait like half an hour, there's actually the kickoff stream. This is gonna scare me when it actually starts up. Okay, so let's just continue to write as many ideas down as I... Okay, so why is this important? And this is so creating an infinite progression. Hopefully a compelling. Hopefully compelling infinite progression. That's the thing, it's like it really is just like yeah, forget your idea. The current idea already seems difficult enough to get done in a week. Well, and I'm hoping doing it as just a basic space shooter. It's trying to do like Realm of the Mad God. Yeah, I'm thinking of just keeping the like the enemies. I want to make just like one kind of blob. I think it's like I even wrote it down here of like robots versus goo, like the gray goo as a theme as well. Which I know there was a game called Grey Goo. Oh, I guess that's all the cutscenes for it and stuff too. But I think this is the idea that robots will eat the entire universe. Yeah, molecular nanotechnology, which out of control replicating machines will turn into Bender and eat the entire universe. But then the idea for the enemies is literally just they're all just different colored blobs. So try to keep it simple by saying, okay, they're all just slimes that you shoot. That shoot slime balls at you. Just try to keep the ideas, or the enemies super simple, and then keep the... And that's, yeah, it's also trying to do a space shooter, so I'm like, okay, there's no actual world that you're exploring. It's just trying to explore the mechanic of infinite action RPG progression. And then basically, like not do any art for any of the like weapons or enemies or anything. They're just like, it's blobs, and then the weapons are just circles. So that's kind of the idea there. Okay, well, I guess the full idea is that there is a region, which is a circle, and then enemies get more difficult. In this case, just a bigger number. Closer to the center, and then I guess just deletes the region or remove region after boss is defeated. But yeah, if anybody has their like any memorable moments from playing action RPGs, because that is kind of narrowing down on the like fantasy or memorable moment or something. Because I am realizing the drop of the yellow cake was because I was looking for a specific weapon and then got that specific weapon, and that fantasy would not be in this game at this point. Again, for just a week-long thing. This is probably a bit ambitious, but I'm hoping to just slough off everything except for the core action RPG bits and not do anything in terms of art and hardly anything in terms of... And yeah, I will see if I want to attempt a any kind of skill tree. That's tempting simply because I've made a game that does somewhat of like an infinite skill tree. But I think it'd be a lot for this. I really just want to get the loot system working. Unsure if you've played any action RPG? Well, you're talking about Minecraft and survival games, I think, right? Because I feel like there's got to be some survival games. Like something like Albion, I think, did like weapon rarities, and that had like a lot of survival elements. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's super common in survival games, but yeah, and it's that RPG loot system has crept into a lot of games too. So I'd be surprised if you hadn't interacted with that kind of like loot system at some point. But I guess if you've stayed away from like mobile games and stuff, and stayed away from like AAA games and stuff, then there is a possibility that you have not run into like a loot system exactly. Oh, this, yeah, I saw this recently. It looks like a kind of clunky asset flip, but I do like the little, yeah. And that's what I was also thinking of doing for like that Muso game and stuff. It's very much these kind of characters. No arms, no legs. You're just a little body that waddles around. But yeah, I'm not thinking of making like any kind of world. You're literally just in space, and then all of the enemies are just blobs, just different color blobs. Okay. Oh, I guess, yeah, this does the kind of like, you have like a line of progression. Is like it gets harder and harder the further along the more enemies you kill. But that's kind of like a lot of mobile RPGs at this point, is that kind of just destroy a long line of enemies in a row. Dungeon Defenders and Enshrouded are action RPGs. And somehow I forgot about Hogwarts Legacy. Yeah, okay. Yeah, something big like Hogwarts Legacy, I would assume, would do something like that. It's interesting how I read all of the Harry Potter books and I watched all the movies, and yet I don't have any interest in Harry Potter after after that. Like that was my fill of Harry Potter. Okay, what else did I want to write down here? I'm all ready to go to bed. I'm like, I didn't go to bed super early, and it's like, nope, there is the kickoff for the jam, and here I am doing enough for it, so might as well. Okay, do I want to fill out all of this, or did I just want to fill out this, which is really just this? It is a fairly basic idea, is that like all the weapons have an efficiency stat or an effectiveness stat determined by color. Okay, so it's so I guess loot has effectiveness determined by color, and then the region has an effectiveness. So region has an effectiveness stat, and then enemies drop more effective loot closer to the center. Oh, so yeah, here I also wanted to do this. So the dates being the 20th of June. Oh, can I do... Okay, let's lock you to the top first. Yeah, freeze the row. And then let's do data formatting. Validation. Add a rule that is must be date. Oh, is valid date. There we go. So now the 20th to the I'll make the bad decision of filling in all of these, and then I will go back and put a feature or more features in each of these. Okay, So today is just planning. That's really all I'm gonna do. So this is, well, okay, it's brainstorming first. Brainstorming, of which I really just came up with the same idea that I already had. And then, well, I guess this is also watch the kickoff. And then also do feature planning. Oops. Yes, it has the word features, but feature planning. Okay, and then, so the first thing I would need to do is make the space background. So I think this is probably like an art pass on everything. So the space background. Oh, and that is including the weekends. As much as I want to stream all day tomorrow, we'll see. I do have some chores to do, like getting groceries. Should probably clean the apartment, but we'll see if that happens. And oh wait, it's an ad happening. I could have gotten water this entire time. Nah. Oh, and let's also do a. Can I? Oh, can I stretch? While I was like, oh, maybe I'll twist and try to stretch my back out that way. My back was not fully ready for that. Oof. It's doing better than it was, though. I was feeling very. Yeah, I went to take my pants off so that I could switch into shorts after work, and it was like, oh, that was not the right position to be in. In those games, the most interesting story was in Dungeon Defenders, which was a long time ago. Back then, my ability to write and speak English was barely existing, and I opened a public German server / lobby. Met someone, we had a great time, went on a bunch of, went on to become Steam friends and played in private sessions a bunch. Got me a bunch of overpowered gear, but at some point we stopped playing the game, and now haven't texted him in years. Still in Steam friends, though. Yeah, I feel like there's gotta be. Well, it's kind of all of my friends have started to drift away, and that's probably because of moving and stuff. But yeah, I don't think I've never made a friend through a game. It's always been through some other system that I've gone and played the game with somebody. But I think that's also the like being scared of public lobbies and stuff too. Puts a damper on trying to just become friends with a random person. Okay, so I don't need these links up right now because I have all of these links on here. Yeah, now Saribot just clears out the spam so fast I can't even make a comment about subpar viewers for subpar streamer. So can I link this over to the game design doc? Okay, so there's all the brainstorming, which I'll keep the brainstorming up for now. I found that, so I don't need that. I already had that link. Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance is an action RPG for sure. Okay, and I think I'm good at looking at like loot-based games and stuff, so... No subpar for us. We're slowly starting to approach par. I think that would be if I release a game. If I ever actually release a game, that's me hitting par. I think I'm putting myself in subpar until I actually, and by release a game, I mean not on itch.io. I mean like a for money game, because I do have the character creator. That I do have. What have I made? Like $60, which is not bad, but obviously not anything to live off of, and that's after. Here. $70. I lied, not $60. $70. And I think I got like a sale a month ago, which is still crazy to me. Yeah, there. 47 days ago. Okay, closer to 2 months ago, but still. I'm like, I have not updated this in quite a long time. So it's very surprising to me to get like a random buy. I do wonder how much I could actually bump up the money I make from it if I ever actually updated it. Because I even had ideas to update it and stuff too. I just like how adorable this little thing is. Like, it's kind of... okay, so that's just the idea of gray goo. That's fine. Oh, you should be listed as timeline. Okay, so ideally I would want to get the space background, the like player ship. Okay, so the player ship model, and then ship movement. So then ship movement, of which I think it would be kind of fun to actually do like action RPG movement where you click and move and right click to attack and stuff. You're gonna remake it into a gnome centric game and the gnome model finally get some bones. That would be hilarious. I would enjoy that a lot. Oh my, yeah, my friend was telling me the Everhood apparently has a lot of gnomes in it, and they're like essential to the plot. But yeah, not a rhythm game person, also not a... I don't know, I wasn't huge on Undertale. This gives me a lot of that Earthbound Undertale kind of vibe. To the different layers of hell? It's interesting. People do like these games, though, these kind of weird RPG things. Yeah, and it does say foreign gnomes, too, so it's like, okay, there's... Yeah, there's the foreign gnomes collection, so there's definitely some gnomes in here. But they're not as obvious about it as other games. Okay, and that's ship movement, I think. Yeah, you're gonna sleep now. Yeah, because I'm gonna be up for a while if they actually do the kickoff. at 9 o'clock. But thanks for stopping by. Thanks for chatting. Thanks for adding ideas and stuff. But have a good night. I also want to sleep, but I also want to actually do the kickoff if I am going to do this jam, which it very much seems like I am going to do this jam, so I'm getting too excited about the idea, mostly because it's an old idea that I never made, so now. Yeah, because that's the same thing with the, whatchamacallit. Yeah, Shank Your Friends. Shank Your Friends was an idea I had, like, in 2013 to do a multiplayer horror game. I actually been able to pull it off. It might have been cool. And even here, I didn't actually pull it off. Because you can't actually play the online multiplayer. That's my white whale. If I could actually get an online multiplayer game going, that would be incredible. But I think this is also one of those ideas that I had floating around since like 2010 or something, so if I could make some version of it. It was the same for Blessed too. Yeah, Blessed I also had a vague idea for a while. Although this one doesn't entirely live up to what I wanted to do with it. Yeah, no, that was 2016. I was trying to do a first-person shooter with a lot of like weird bullet patterns and like character customization stuff. And I got a little closer on that attempt. Will there be more jam development streams? Yeah, definitely, certainly. It'll be as long as I'm developing, I'm gonna be doing more streams and stuff. So yeah, we'll see how much I do tomorrow. Cause like I said, I should probably do chores, like get food and stuff. But I also stopped by the Chinese food place to get food today, so I do have a little bit of food there to eat tomorrow. But yeah, it'll be this whole next week. I will be streaming the development of the game. It's just the weekends will be a little iffy. As much as I will want to stream all weekend, I don't know if that's going to be entirely possible for me. Okay, what is this little thing from? From Tasty Planet or something? I don't go on this site. I don't know. I don't want to... Okay. A Versus Battles wiki, and it's got a Goku and a Noodle Monster... What? What did I click into? I just wanted to see what the heck this gray goo was from. What is this exactly? Grey Goo Tasty Planet. Versus Battles? Is this a thing? Well, yeah, no, I know Grey Goo is a sci-fi theory, and it's also a video game called Grey Goo. I was just trying to figure out what this Versus Battle thing is. Because I thought whoever designed this, I think this looks cute. But yeah, no, it's even Bender. Bender. Like they did a Grey Goo episode with Bender. I said Blender again. Gosh dang it. Benderama. There we go. Why do they all have these like adorable Grey Goo? Really? No. Okay, Benderama. Yeah, I'm just wondering why there's this just very adorable Grey Goo image, because like that. Huh. And that's like an incredibly like micro-sized image. Yeah, there we go. It was just Blender kept splitting himself into smaller and smaller bits until he's rewriting the entire universe. Are they doing any more Futurama? Although I guess that's an eternal question that fans ask of Futurama. Are they doing any more Futurama? It got canceled, but it came back, and then it got canceled again, and it came back, and I think it got canceled and came back a third time? It's at least twice. I don't know if it's a third. Okay, but that does not tell me what the heck this is from. But that doesn't matter. I'll just make a cute little blob, and that'll be the enemy. Okay, so I'll need some kind of player ship, some kind of ship movement, and then I think I could probably tackle like an enemy model. Well, that's the thing. Well, I guess, yeah, if I do voxels, which I kind of want to do voxels, oh, I guess it's something I should write down for like art style and stuff. Yeah, this doesn't have... I need something that... Yeah, okay, I guess this is camera model, interaction model, and then genre and stuff, but this doesn't have like art style. That's the thing, does it? I mean, this is a doc that I was using when I was in college 10 years ago, so probably a better... So if I look up like game design doc, is it just gonna give me other people's, like, here's a bunch of ideas I wrote down, or is it gonna give me like a thing I can fill out? Because that's also, if it's like a thing I can fill out, that's a little more helpful. So yes, game design documents are dead, long lived game design docs. I think something like a pitch deck is probably more helpful. That gives you a better core concept, design pillars, main features and mechanics. Yeah, target platform and target audience. So I think I had some of that on here. Yeah, with the market. What is the market told us? Yeah, some of these I've just kind of slapped on top of this too. So. So what idea was I writing down here? I guess, it was the, in terms of planning, the timeline here is, do I want to do voxels? Because I just don't know what that's going to look like for the enemy model, because I do like the little round, squishy gray goo. And so what would the enemy model look like if I don't do... I mean, I could do board cubes. Like, that is a possibility, too. I know, it's just because I like the idea of the gray goo thing, where it's like, these are little slimes eating the universe, essentially. So, and then that lets me do different colors easily enough. Yeah, but a board cube would be a lot easier to do in voxels. Not super interesting if I do cubes as opposed to like little cute slimes, but... Well, okay, what did something like Riverbound? Because I think that's... Oh, is there like a voxel space game? Because I can think of space games. I can think of voxel games. I don't know about a voxel space game. Yeah, I could do like Minecraft Legends as a touch point too. I guess if I have enough voxels, I could do a like some round eyeballs easily enough. I think it'd be a little silly to be using voxels to make round like slimes and stuff, but not entirely out of the question. Okay, so then like Minecraft Legends here. This just looks like Minecraft a lot, right? I mean, that would make... No, it's not Minecraft Legends. Minecraft... The other one. I keep thinking Legends. I think that's an easier name to remember than Minecraft Dungeons. Dungeons does make more sense than Legends, but for some reason Legends is the one that sticks in my head. I do like this album. Okay, you know what? Let's put this down as another link on here. Yeah, okay, if I do a column, can I put links in the column? Okay, you can put links in a column, but you can't put a column in a column, which I think is a bit of a bummer. What? Oh, that's if I want to add like a millinote thing here. I'm liking it. I don't know that it's super necessary. This is not the thing that I gravitate to in terms of... so this is... inspo. I said inspo and then confused myself on how to actually spell that. So then Riverbound can end up on there as well. Yeah, I'm gonna try to not get so insane with the links. But we'll see if that happens. And then Minecraft Dungeons. Which is fairly voxel-esque. Yeah, I watched some friends play through a bit of Minecraft Dungeons. It seemed neat. It didn't seem like the most complex of action RPGs. But it did seem neat. I don't think I fully muted that one, but that's okay. It's because it's 9 o'clock and it's ready for me to sleep. But I gotta watch this ad for crispy chicken tacos. Okay, maybe not. That's not exactly what I mean, but... I guess give me this... I guess I could do an image of a board cube. Okay, that's just giving me the Ecosia link. I'm never gonna know what the heck that is. Can I just put text of board cube? Image is probably a better idea, but... So, board cube and then gray goo. Because I'm American, we do an A and not E. We're going gray goo instead of gray goo. Okay, and that's... Yeah, robots versus goo. Yeah, the efficiency of loot determined by location. And I did do the little video, but I don't know that I did the... Oh, and I gotta watch the whole ad, yeah. Okay, let's maybe throw you on a different screen so I can actually see. Yeah, okay, if you're gonna give me also ads for Dogman and stuff. You can go on another screen so that it'll actually finish the ads. So I wasn't lying when I said I gotta watch that ad for tacos. There we go. Oh, still 3 minutes? It's starting exactly at 9.
don't stop. You can't stop. We're gonna celebrate one more time. One more time. One more time. Celebration. Know we're gonna do it right tonight. Hey, just feel it. Music's got me feeling the need. Yeah. Come on. All right, we're gonna celebrate one more time. Celebrate and dance.
Okay, so no, I was just getting distracted by that can go away. Maybe we do that. Yeah.
One more time. Music's got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate and dance so free. One more time. Music's got me feeling so free.
It's like most of the song, but not all of the song, and I can't fully get into the vibe. Okay, maybe it's just adding more and more stuff. It's getting there. Okay. So that's also enemy movement. Can I get that all that stuff working in the? There we go. That's enemy movement. I feel like I should have the stream like fully up. There we go. I guess that works. Okay, so what do I think I can get done tomorrow?
Alrighty, welcome in, y'all. I'm so glad to have
Or I
you.
guess if this is kicking off,
Tonight it's
then
Game Jam night. Who else is hyped? Welcome in. I'm okay. My mic is on. I'm good to do the intro. Welcome in, y'all. My name is Mossflower, and I'm excited to announce tonight. Right now is the start of the second annual VTuber Tiny Game Jam. Clap, 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 clap. We're good to go. Like, congrats. We're good to get started. So start your engines. Yeah, no, we're gonna be spending tonight 8. But I will say hi to everybody who came in. Don't worry. But tonight, what we're gonna be doing is I got a short presentation of basically, hey, what's a game jam? What can I expect from it? How should I sort of plan for it? That sort of thing. If you were here last year, it's the same one. I didn't have time to make a new one, but I think it's a pretty good one. It has some good reminders for you. And we're going to take a look at a few different example games. Oh, thank you for the hat. And a few different of the beginner game engines that are some of my favorite for game jams, just to sort of show you guys, show you what's possible with some of these tools. And then we'll probably hop into some more examples and tutorials. And then the whole time Q&A is open. So if you have questions about the game jam, about forming a team, about what tool you want to use, we'll have dedicated time at the end, but feel free to, I'll be interacting with chat this whole time. So please do ask your questions. And then I'll be back. I probably won't be live on Sunday, but we will be live on Tuesday and Thursday, streaming more game jam stuff. I'll probably invite a few friends on, and then we'll do another big celebration stream next Sunday. So at the end of the jam, playing all the games that people submit. Thank you guys so much for the hype chain. Let me say hi to everybody who got in here. And let me turn down the music so it's a little bit less loud, like in our faces. So welcome in, everybody. Ender, nice to see you. HLM, Miss Distraction, Guardian Sandy, Rain, Black Cat. Also, shout out to our friend Black Cat. She played on main stage on GDC for the Juneteenth event, which is so cool. We're so proud of her.
Yeah, that is cool.
Daryl, welcome in. Artmyth, welcome in. Nice to see you. Emerald Z64, welcome in. Nova, it's nice to see you. Quella the Quail, that's a great username. Welcome in. It's nice to have you. Lich Legacy, nice to see you as well. Welcome in. Excited to have you for the jam. Nobable, also welcome in. Excited to have you for the jam. It's going to be great. I'm so stoked. I am stoked for this one. I've been busy as heck. Because if y'all don't know, I'm happy to show it off, but I've been working on a Moonlight project called IsoPals. It's an isopod museum management game. And I'm showing it off for the first time tomorrow in person. So I'm not crunching, but I've been working a lot this past week to get ready for that. But now it's game jam time, and I'm so excited. I'm gonna be making a game with my girlfriend, which is kind of dope. So welcome in. Blarga Figgle, welcome in. Nice to see you as well. Get Hype Incardine, nice to see you. Captain Ikarusa, lovely to see you as well. And Tendo, thank you for the 22 months,
I
dog. That
really
means
do.
so
Both
much
of
to
those.
me. Jelly's Jam, welcome in. It's nice to see you again. Jelly's Jam was on my team for the last game jam, which was super cool. Yeah, it's game jam time. Yeah, if you're interested in the isopods,
There we go. Okay.
I have all the Blue Sky. My Blue Sky account for my game studio has all the information on that. I did post like an update today of all the variants I made for the showcase tomorrow, but we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about the frickin' game jam, which I'm so excited to be doing with y'all this year. And X said and welcome in as well. Nice to see you. And Jelly's Jam, thank you for the 9 months. Holy shit, I really appreciate that. So many good beans in here. Y'all are what make this event so fun to put on is just because like what gets me going is seeing all y'all creating stuff, stepping outside your comfort zones, making new shit. It's honestly the bomb. It's so cool. And so thank you so much for joining us this year. So if you're considering joining the game jam and you already haven't, you can still sign up. You can sign up the entire time. So like if you get to the last day and you're like, actually I kind of want to try to throw something together real quick, you can sign up, do something real quick. That's totally fine. And if you're going to be participating with us, thank you so much for honoring me with your creative energy for the next week and a half. Again, like the way this jam is designed, and I'll go through this, I'm not expecting you to put in like 8 hours a day, you know. Sort of for me personally, I'll be probably doing about 2 to 3 hours a day ish, probably less on weekdays and more on weekends, with the goal of sort of you can participate in this jam like fully by putting in like 10 to 20 total hours, you know. So if you want to, a lot of traditional game jams happen over one single weekend, and I work full time and I have other stuff going on during the weekends, so I didn't want to organize a jam that sort of monopolized several days like that. So it's designed in a way that you can give as much or as little energy as you want to it. Hopefully that makes it more accessible. Oh heck yeah, Jelly's Jam! I'm glad you found a team. I'm super stoked. That's always like, I'm always so nervous about like hoping that people that are looking for teams are able to find good ones. But that's like, we'll go over that. That's just always a risk of game jams. Sometimes you get with a great team, sometimes you don't. Sometimes it's hard. That like working with a team comes with its own complications. But this jam is perfectly accessible if you want to work with a team or if you want to work solo. Both work great. I do most game jams solo, except obviously my girlfriend is in this one, so I'm working with her. So excited. We already read all our lore. We got to plan out jam scope. Yeah, let's go, Ender. Heck yeah. Once again, I'm super unprepared. That's totally fine, Nintendo. Like personally, I have not started anything. I think Comet started a bit of the planning on what she wants to do for the jam. But myself, I'll start tomorrow. Probably during the showcase that I'm going to be at. I'll be on my laptop starting to type away. Plus, I finally got a hey, that's a huge W. Congrats, Nintendo. I'm so happy for you. Hey, and no worries. That's such a huge W. Congrats. I'm going solo. I prepped by thinking about looking at Godot tutorials. There you go, Incardine. Honestly, Godot is a super easy, not super easy one. I'll rephrase. It is a very achievable one to do solo. I've done it. I'm working on Isopals, not solo, but I'm doing Punk. Also, sorry for like talking really fast. It's just when I get really excited, I have a hard time like relaxing, you know? I don't know. I'm stoked to be here. This is gonna be so much fun. Oh my gosh. So let me just I got some of this is summer 2023, the Chill Hop collection. Y'all know I love these records.
Oh, that's an actual
also,
vinyl.
they're like summer colored, which is fun. Let me pop this in. Sweet. Okay, so website. Hey, Ham, welcome in.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
neat.
we do have we have several teams using GameMaker this year, which is new. I'm not familiar with it, but there's a lot of really big games that have been made in GameMaker. It's a very capable 2D and 3D engine, I think.
Oh no, here I am spelling vinyl
yeah.
incorrectly.
Nice to see y'all. Yeah, this is gonna be fun. So yeah, so the website. So brief, just showing it to y'all. It's got the link to the submissions page, so that's the submissions page. It's got a link to the Discord if you're not already in the Discord and you want to find people to work with, or you want to ask questions, get help, get feedback. It's got a link to the schedule for this week, and so this is basically just like, hey, this stream's happening. Next week there'll be 2 streams, and then I forgot last year we didn't do a stream on Sunday because I was at the Halo Worlds Finals that weekend. That was so fun. And then we're gonna do some sessions in the Discord as well on just like, hey, like some Q&A, that sort of thing. So the schedule's also right here if you need it. And then we got the 2 pages that I spent so much time on last year and are hopefully really helpful. Is the first one is our resources page. This page has some big links for some like massive tools list. So these have like hundreds of different game engines, and this one isn't even just game engines. This is like image creators and sprite sheet tools and texture tools and animation and music and model, and like basically if you know you need something but don't know exactly what you need, this might be a good spot to start. As well as a massive list of bunch of different game engines. That's Tiny Tools Roundup. This is one of my favorite ones. We'll go over it later, but it's basically like, hey, I want a free tool that works with C# or that with no coding, and all these different game engines that you could go use. Or yeah, I want to make sure it's a game engine. Game engine, yeah. All these game engines that you could use without code. Look at that. Isn't that so cool? Anyways, so those links are right there, and then under each of like the big game engines that I know pretty well, I have lists of different other tools for you to use with those as well. So like Twine, Bitsy, Godot. We'll go over all these 2 in the presentation, so I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit. Some new additions are SNBox is the Gary's Mod successor. That is now, it's not like out, but you can go and just download it now. Like you used to not be able to just download it for like without permission. Now you can go sign up, get it. So if you know Gary's Mod, that could be something fun to do. Yeah, it's an actual vinyl. Yeah. Stencil is this is the no code game engine that I used when I was in high school. It's still around. It's pretty solid. So if you want to make a 2D game and you just want to use a drag and drop code, I think it'd be a pretty solid option for a game jam game, especially. Then I got GameMaker in here because I know a few people are using that. I don't know anything about it, so if you have good suggestions for GameMaker resources, feel free to toss those over to me, as well as some lists for tools, so like code editors, art applications, and then a ton of like easy assets to use. And I'll go into like why you should use assets when you're making a game, pre-made assets, because you know it's very useful. Oh heck yeah, Fresh Yo Mama. That's awesome. That's super cool. Thank you for the follow too. Yeah, GameMaker's cool. I'm gonna be using Godot this year, and I should just do the presentation because I'm getting ahead of myself. But there's a lot of great resources. I like Godot because there's like in an hour tutorial you can from scratch have a fully working platformer. I think that's pretty cool. Hey, Fresh Yo Mama, thanks for the subscription. I appreciate that. But yeah, and also that means when you have a Godot issue, you can come run into Moss and be like, Moss, help me with this thing, and I'll give it my best effort. But yeah, Daryl, your guys' game was really cool last year too. That was pretty good.
To learn some Godot.
No worries, yeah, you're good.
I do gotta figure out.
No GameMaker mostly because of Undertale and Deltarune. That's true. Yep. There's also some other big ones. Hyperlight Drifter. Chicory is also in GameMaker. It's a very capable.
Oh
engine.
wow, Chicory was a GameMaker thing.
But yeah, thank you guys so much. All right, let's get into the presentation. Oh wait, last thing on the website that I'll show off is the tutorials page. So this is separate because this is basically like specifically YouTube videos and like guides and stuff on like how to make games. So like the Brachy's Godot tutorial. Again, this is one hour, and from scratch you'll have an entire game, including audio and collectibles and like hitboxes and art and everything. Like it's very comprehensive. We have stuff like this for Twine, Bitsy, Pico 8, Unity, RenP, and then I'll add some more for others, as well as Blender and like Krita for art programs. So that's the website. So definitely go use it. And my favorite part about this, and this we'll cover this in the presentation, but it's I'm very proud of this write-up of you've never made a game, what do you need to know? And that goes through coming up with your idea, how big the project should be, how to decide what to work on when, what to do to get started, and then we have an FAQ down here as well. So if you have, like, how do I sign up, or what do I need to be a VTuber? The answer is no. But there's a bunch of other questions down here that you might have, and you can get them answered right there. Is the theme on the site right for this year? It should be. Yes, it should be. And so yeah. Oh, you're right. It's space this year. So I think you're right. On the site, does it still say something else? It still says upgrades, right? Theme is optional. Theme will be space. Go sci-fi. Concept of not enough space. Something else. Sweet. Okay. Without further ado, let's do the presentation. I'm pretty proud of this. So we'll be doing some examples. I'll also be showing off some because like for game engines like Bitsy, I really like these game engines. But if you take a look at them just right off the bat, you're like, oh, this is a super small, super tiny. Like I can't do anything with this. False. Like I want to prove people wrong on that. Because like I've made game jam games like that are really, really cool. And the nice thing about a smaller tool is you can focus your creativity on more of the story and the art rather than having to learn a whole new tool in just a week. So Google Slides moved the presentation button. There we go. Sokarafia, welcome in. Also, it would be good if you put the theme on the itch page. Yeah, I could do that totally. No worries, no worries. Name a cozy spot. I'm not sure. Honestly, for I've always thought the ISS sounds cozy. Probably not because it's in space, but I've always thought. Right, you streamed here because I haven't seen you. Yeah. Hi, welcome in. Nice to see you. All right. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. All right. VTuber Tiny Game Jam. Here's the start for anyone looking to go back over this. Let me move my vinyl real quick, just so that's out of the way. Thank you guys again for joining me for this today. I'm really stoked. I think this is gonna be a lot of fun. Sweet. All right, there we go. Thank you for the pets. I appreciate it. Okay, so what are we going to go over today in this presentation real quick? Let me change this actually. I love the 80 false starts that I love to do. I promise I'm trying to get this started. Yeah, there we go. Okay. And thank you for the hydration. I'll do that right now too. Man, I'm always so nervous about this too. Like I appreciate y'all's patience with this. But I'm legit so excited to see what y'all make this year, see what people get up to. It's just cool to be part of people being creative, you know? All right. 4 main things. We got the game jam basics of what are our goals, what's the process, and what resources do we have. Scoping and schedule. So this is how much game do you make and what's the time we're working with. 3, the theme, which is it's an optional theme to help you kind of focus your creativity in one direction. And lastly, we'll have a Q&A as